Hey guys, making some bait up for going fishing in the blender. It's corned beef that's in there, which I'm just blended up. So that was 1 quart of corned beef. And I've got chicken, I've got sardines, and tomato sauce and sardines and olive oil, so I'll be adding them. And I've got chicken breast, so I'll be adding them as well. This is how I make up my bait for my green light tractor. So I'll be putting some fairly large chunks of chicken. I'll just do them one at a time. If I can get a bloody lid to sit properly. Now the problem was the lid. And I've got 2 fillets of bass, which I'll be putting into the mix as well. So I'll be putting 2 fillets of bass into the mix, as well as the chicken. And this is how I make my bait up for going fishing at night with my green light. The lid on my blender is a little bit knackered. Yeah, it's looking not too bad. My second bit of fishing. So that's corned beef, 1 bit of chicken and 2 bits of fish so far. It's not looking too bad. I'll get another bit of chicken breast. Put the centre of the chicken breast from the container into it as well to help the bait trail in the water, but it's still slimy. Yeah, it takes a bit of time, but it's worth it. And anybody interested in how I do things, put it in the comments section and I'll get back to you. And this is how I make my bait up. If anybody has any better ideas, just let us know. This is how I make mine up. So that's 3 pieces of chicken, 2 cod fillets, and now I'm going to add the sardines. This is sardines with tomato sauce. So I'll get them into the mix. Sardines and tomato sauce. And just watch yourself on the metal trays, because you don't want cut fingers. It takes a couple of minutes to get all this done, but once it's done I'll show you stage 2. This is now the last tin. So this is the cod liver oil and sunflower oil. You just need to watch opening the bugger, you don't cut yourself. You want all the juices. The tins are sometimes difficult to open. You certainly don't want to cut yourself on the tins. But this is how I do it anyway. This is my bait for my fishing. I'll just show you how I make it. So that's 2 tins of sardines, 3 chicken fillets, and 2 sea bass fillets, all blended together with corned beef fillet. And you mix all the ingredients together. in the blender. Everything done. So I'll go and get my bait bag. Now, this is my bait bag. A spoon, turn off the blender, and this is how I do things anyway. If anybody has any better ideas and how to make this stuff, let us know. If any crab fishermen or other fishermen that use different types of homemade baits, put it down in the comment section what you use, and let me know what you think. This stuff is like a paste once it's all blended together. So once everything's all blended together, it's similar to like a paste. So it makes it quite easy to fill the bait bag, and if you're using it the same night or the same day, you can then go out and use it straight away. But this is how I do it, and I've not seen a lot of people online documenting what they do with their green light fishing at night. So that's corned beef satchel, just one. 3 breasts of chicken, 2 sardines, and that's how I do mine, and it makes a lot of paste, and the fish go nuts for this stuff, and the seals like it as well. So if you're in salt water, watch out for the seals, but if you're in fresh water, you don't really have any problems. It just depends where you're fishing, but this stuff works in fresh water or salt water. I've been using it for a number of years. It's just a bit messy making the stuff, but once it's made and on the plate, it's fairly easy to get organised. This is my bait bag. Your hands are going to get messy with the bait bag, but that's just the way it goes. So if you don't like getting messy hands, just grab handfuls of it and then plop it into the bag and give the bag a shake as you're putting it in. Don't worry if it goes on the floor, the fish ain't going to mind. It's not for human consumption, it's for fishies. It's a great attractant, but it's a messy process. Just give the bag a shake. As you're making it. And it's handy to have a rubber mat on the floor if you keep dropping it like me, like a silly bugger. But the joys. You can get these socks off Amazon for a couple of pounds. Or they're commonly known as bait bags on Amazon if you're looking for them. But this is how I do mine, even though it's messy. But once it's done, you'll have bait that will last for a long time in the water. This is just the way I do things. If anybody has a better idea or a better way of doing it, put it in the comments section and we can have a blather and a chat and see if any other people come up with better suggestions. But this is just the way I do things. Whether it helps another person, that's all the merrier, because we want to catch fish. And the good thing about the bait bag, when it's in a paste form, it doesn't really seep through the bag unless the bag's wet. But when it's dry, it's not too bad. It's kind of sticky. But this is how I do my baits. And then when I'm not going out, I'll put it in the fridge or the freezer until I'm ready to go out. If I'm not going out for a couple of days, I'll put it in the freezer and let it freeze. But if I'm going out maybe the day after or the same night, I'll just put it straight into the bag. But this is how I do things. If somebody has a better idea, stick it in the comments section and we can all learn from each other, which is grateful if I can pass on any knowledge and teach other people so that they can be successful. The bags do make it a bit difficult, so putting a rubber mat on the ground like mine is a good idea, because then you can wash it. Sometimes when you're putting this stuff in the bag, it doesn't want to go in because it sticks to the bag. this is how I do things, and it's not that messy a process when you get it done properly, but it's just annoying to get it into the bag. But once it's in the bag, it's not an issue. The joys. Anything I can do to help other people catch fish, this is what we're here for. Learning from each other and doing other things. That's my bait bag. That's how it looks. Now I just tie a knot to it and then tie it to a piece of string and put it in the water. This is how I do mine. So once it's done, what I do is I just tie a double knot, and then I pull that knot against itself, and then that gives me a way to hang it while it's in the water. And I normally just use up the rest of the bag with just knots to keep everything secure. But I get a wee pull, and then I can hold it, and then I can attach a bit of rope to it or a carabiner with a bit of line, and then drop it straight into the water. So that's how I do mine. I need to do my dishes as well at some point. Just I've been busy today, but I'll do them before I go to bed. And I'll just get some toilet paper and put it in the mess. Just use some toilet paper. Hopefully this is going to help you guys out. It's what I do anyway, and I've been fishing for years and years and years. Some days I catch, some days I get a good cold, but that's just the way it goes. But if anybody has any questions, put them in the comments section and I'll get back to you. The good thing about the rubber mats is you can drop a lot of crap on them and then they're not too bad to clean up. And I'll wash that stuff later and do the rest of my dishes. tea. Hopefully this has helped some of you guys out, because some people don't, when they see me fishing, they keep asking me what my baits are, how I make them, and how I go about doing stuff. So if I put it in a video, it shows you guys how to make it yourselves for less than £20 out of shops. That's like 20 quid for the whole lot. The corned beef, the fish, and the sardines, and the chicken breast. And you just put it all in a blender and it turns into a paste. And then you just use a bait bag, and then that's done. So what I normally do once I've got everything sorted like that, I'll use a shopping bag so it doesn't make a mess, and I'll put my bait bag in the shopping bag. So that's my bait ready. I'll do a quick clean up just now while I'm on the video, and then I'll come and clean it properly later. But this is how I do things anyway. And the corned beef, once it's into a sort of mash paste, it lets everything else stick together. So this is my bait, and that one there is also a bait box made out of a bird feeder, and this one is the same, another bait box made out of a bird feeder. You can put chicken legs or bits of fish inside that to go along with the bait trap. But that's just the way I do things. Now, the battery I'm using is the one I'm currently using on my trolling motor setup for my kayak. It's 12 volts, 40 amps at 360 crank amps. So that's what I'm using right now. The cameras that I'm using as well, along with, is the Night Fox Prowl. So I use the Night Fox Prowl, and then I use the Water Wolf 2.0 along with my bait traps. I use my tripod for mounting the Water Wolf to a bit of string, and sometimes I'd put it in the water, or I'd put it in the water off my fishing line. I also use the tripod here for my camera, and I also use it for the Night Fox Prowl. And this is the green light fishing lights I use. So if I stick them on, you'll be able to see them. This one here is 45 watts, and I think it's like 6,000 lumen, something like that. My other one is button activated. So this one here, press the button That's 13 watts at 1000 lumens. So the two of them together is fairly bright, but you can't use them too long out of water. The small one you can turn off and on, but the big one you need the battery to be disconnected. But that's my, and both of these are on a 5 meter length of cable from the battery. So that's the setup I'm using just now, along with the lights. So that's red and 2 white. The other ones are also baite cycle lights, so they can strobe and flash. That's what I've got just now. Hopefully that helps you out. And I've got a Bluetooth speaker, so I play sounds through the water. All I do is turn on the Bluetooth speaker, connect it to my phone, and then just play sound through the water. So when the box is in the water with a Bluetooth speaker, just tie some string round about it and it just floats on the surface making noise, and the fish hear that. So that's how I've got my setup done just now. So that's my bait, which I can put in any Ray 2 traps. Are basically bird feeders that I've converted. So that's corned beef, 1 block, 3 chicken breast, 2 sea bass fillets, and 2 tins of sardines, one with vegetable oil mix and the other one with tomato sauce mix. So that's my bait in the paste in the bag. My Night Fox prowl helps me see at night when I'm fishing it at night, plus it's recording. The only thing that I don't like about the Night Fox prowl is you need a PC or a computer to download the files, or a laptop. They're not mobile friendly because they've got a strange file that's not MP4 or MP3. So that's the original Night Fox prowl that I'm using. It just has black and white and green filter. It has 850 and 950 nanometer infrared lights. It's head mounted or tripod mounted. It has an 18650 battery which lasts for about 5 hours. I put it to screen brightness 1 and light intensity 1. 950, not 950, 940 nanometers. It's 850, but 940 is not visible to human eyes, whereas 850 is. Or another night version user or a security camera will pick you up. But if you're out fishing at night and you're trying to be stealthy, 940 nanometers works perfect on light level 1 and screen brightness 1, set to either black and white or green. Green isn't as harsh on the eye, whereas black and white is harsh on the eye after prolonged use of 2 or 3 hours. And that's my setup. That's my battery, 12 volts, 40 amp hours, and I'll keep you posted on the kayak motor mount designs that I'm doing for Lomo kayaks. I'm still doing the process of elimination to whether I want a stern mount or a side mount, but at present I'm just using the side mount. The next motor I'll be trying on the kayak will be Minn Kota £36, 12 volt trolling motor. So that'll, the T24 does £24 at 12 volts, and the speed between the two trolling motors is between 2 and 4 miles an hour at minimum and maximum speed. And my next plan from there is to use a gasoline outboard, probably start off between 2 to 5 horsepower on the Lomo kayak, but that's at a later date. Like, comment and subscribe and share. If any of you have any comments or suggestions, or you're not sure about something, put it in the comment section and I'll get back to you. Ciao for now, pal. Bye.